Bev's Video Kingdom is intended for a mature audience. Listener discretion is advised.
I can brag your favorite podcast. Let's start this thing.
That was perfect. Did you see that? You pressed record.
Ding!
And it started recording, and my phone dinged.
I know how to hit the record button. I learned that recently.
Hey guys, you want to record a draft podcast for the first time?
I think we should. I think we're about due. Like,
definitely.
I mean, we had a keg disaster already. We've had other disasters.
Yeah. So the guys roll in. They're like, okay, we're going to start. I just need to get a beer. So they go and they blow the keg.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no problem. Brad brought another keg.
For those of you that aren't familiar with the lingo, blow the keg can mean two things. We're about to explain both of them. So the first meaning is that we ran out of beer.
I blew the keg. I walked over. I was pouring some karate in the garage from Last Call Brewing, and I got about a quarter of a glass, and it went.
Really,
meaning I blew the keg.
Yeah.
So it's been in my backup keg refrigerator. This is a guy that has a kegerator and a backup keg. I don't even drink beer.
Does not drink beer.
Which is why I probably shouldn't have been the one to be like, hey, no problem. Like, I'll hook up the next keg. So Brad goes and gets it. I get it. I'm like, oh, for some reason it won't. You know, the tapper thinger.
No, it was difficult to get it in there because you were like,
well,
this is
twist
very
it on,
hard.
but I couldn't like push the little lever
like,
down.
why is this so
and I was like,
difficult?
this is really hard. It's really stuck. What should I do? And then I was like, oh, obviously I should just put all my weight onto it.
Yep.
So I
as he's getting ready to do this, we're like, I don't know. It kind of looks cold. Maybe is it frozen?
I think I said, is it frozen? Then I wiped some ice off the top of it, and I was like, I don't know.
Is it? No, before you did it, you were like, is it frozen? And we were like, definitely, maybe. I don't know.
I said, let me just jam this thing down here and see what happens.
And then all of a sudden, beer blew out the...
No, it took like 10 seconds. He did it. It made a crazy noise, and then we stared at it, and we were like...
Brad goes, maybe it blew the line. And then we just looked at it.
Then beer just started pouring out of it like somebody that died
multiple
in a movie.
locations.
Yeah.
It was like multiple locations start leaking beer, and we're like, that's not good.
And then we just stared at it for like 5 more seconds, like, maybe this will fix itself. No reason to untap the keg. Oh, wait, maybe we should untap the keg.
The kegerator was literally like somebody that gets shot in a movie. You don't know they've been shot, and then they try and talk, and blood just like pours out of their mouth.
Slowly starts seeping through their clothes. We're like, oh, you might be wounded.
This is bad. So anyway,
this is bad.
It was like a bad fraternity party or like some bad.
It's right on brand.
Yeah, yes.
It's like we're like a bunch of 18-year-olds trying to tap a keg.
Yeah, it was really, really bad.
So,
well, that happened.
Welcome to Bev's Video Kingdom.
Bev's you.
Bev you over here, just tapping kegs and fucking making messes.
Hey, a backyard, outdoors, in the outdoors. It is keg weather. It is ready time.
A little windy, so we're back at the outdoor studio. You might hear some wind.
We got this. We had a helicopter earlier. We've got the.
You might hear the train. You might hear the train.
The Nick Brown-esque background going on. The clouds with the sun kind of shining on them a little bit.
Nicky B could paint the hell out of those clouds.
Oh, for sure. I would tell him, "Can you paint this for me?" But I want one of the clouds to be an exact replica of my penis,
and one of them to be a picture of Nick's face.
He's like wispy.
This is my favorite. Nick. So.
Welcome back to Bev's Video Kingdom. We're going to do a draft. We just watched Rules of Attraction, one of my favorite movies. Everybody really liked it. Brad was like, I want to watch this on a loop.
Yeah, I was like, children, gather around. Let's watch this. You're all about your Carter's getting close to college age, and my daughter, I mean, she's 6 years away. So I'm like,
oh my God,
you guys need to know what to expect.
Yeah, it's a good educational.
My kids are young enough. I didn't really think about them when I watched it, but now I'm like, geez, dude.
That's what college is like, dude. Apparently, according to you.
Well, my kids aren't going then.
I mean, my dad hated it.
I feel
actually, wait, did I tell him not to watch it?
You probably told him.
I think I told him.
You forcibly told. You slapped it out of his hand. He was going to put it in the VCR, and you were like, "No, Dad."
I love that you had the VCR copy.
Well, there were like 4 movies in a row where my dad was like, "Thanks a lot. We'll never get those 2 hours back."
Yeah.
So I had to warn him on this one. Oh, I love college movies though. I do.
I feel like this movie probably hits differently for like trust fund kids. They're like at like the private university,
or they're just like
They're like, this is exactly like my life.
is this is this true? Is this like a documentary? Or?
Like brings up all sorts of shitty stuff they did when they were in college. They're like, oh, let's not watch this again.
Yeah, it's more of a documentary for other kids.
So, I do love college movies though.
Yeah.
I will say that, setting rules of attraction aside, I'd say college movies are like, if that's a genre, it's in my top 5 genres.
I would say it's for sure. What is it?
Are you gonna do a little rat?
A genre. You want a genre like that? Yeah.
A genre.
But so how did you guys like prep for the draft though? In terms of what was the criteria?
I did what I like to call a Nate Monroe, which means I didn't prep. It's no, I'm joking.
I was scrambling like a freshman, trying to cram for a 8 a.m. Final earlier. It was just sweat pouring down my brow. It wasn't pretty.
Yeah, that's like the opposite of me though, because like I actually prepped for this. I've been prepped for this one for a while. Like I actually was doing some research.
You're like, well, you were supposed to be working. You prepped for this like a maniac.
Yeah, no, like back when I was in college, I was probably 5-page paper was due, and I was like, well, fuck it, I need to think about what are the best movie colleges of all time because this might be useful someday.
And then instead of doing the paper, he was just like, hey Nate, do you have any papers on this topic?
Yeah, can you like
I might have
email me some assistance.
I won't say anything more, but I'm just saying.
Jeez, cut that out too. My goodness, we're on a roll.
So I'm neither confirming nor denying. I didn't cut anything out.
I have a degree. I have a job that required a degree, so
And I may have a degree.
I may or may not have a degree. I have a job that requires it, though.
I'm not confirming anything. So like for me, it's all about the college. College has to be a character in the movie.
Yeah.
Brad likes me.
Exactly.
He hates when I say
it has to be a character. Yeah. Any inanimate object or city or anything that can be a character.
It has to be a character. Yeah. Sometimes I like to say those things.
It's just like how I love how Westeros is a character in Game of Thrones. I don't get that. I don't get when people say that. Like New York City is a character in this. Like, what does that mean exactly? It means that the movie would be different if it took place in San Francisco.
I think that's one interpretation. I think the other interpretation is just like your eye in the movie is drawn to the setting a lot. Like it's like the setting is part of the experience. Whereas like, so it could be that like, does that college movie better because of like the things about the college that it is, right? So
like trees with red leaves.
Yeah, or like,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like people like that.
Yeah, exactly. Or like if the frat houses like are really messy,
are super fratty,
artistic way. Yeah.
Film 101, fuck faces. Let's quit this. Come on.
Okay.
Was that too film schooly?
I literally don't know.
When I called the houses fratty.
Fratty houses.
So for me, I know this is memorable, but for me, it's like when I'm like, would it have been fun to go to college there? That's really the question I asked. Is like how fun does it look like it would have been to be in college there?
And none of us were frat boys. None of us. I think we all had a great time in college. I know I visited Nate down in college, down by the beach, and it was a wonderful time. But there was no need for a fraternity.
No, the frat kids were the stupid ones because they were the less good parties.
Yeah. Oh no, you need to just be on DP.
Yeah. Well, and we don't mean.
I was going to say, this college sounds
if your party didn't have DP, I mean, what party were you at?
We don't just mean the kind of DP you're thinking. Yeah, so
if you don't know what DP means, it'll be in the show notes after the show. Okay?
Check those show notes.
It's in the bio. Yeah, so yeah, for us, it was like the parties were all, the closer to the beach you were, the better the party. And the frats were like 7 blocks from the beach.
Yeah,
7 blocks. Don't say it ain't
maybe
so.
8. It was
that's
bad.
So far. You probably
for us,
could.
It was a long way.
You probably could still see it, but not quite.
No, the best parties were like you were on a balcony, and occasionally they would just fall into the ocean.
Yeah,
because there were too many people at the party.
The balconies would fall in.
I mean,
that sounds sick.
I think it happened.
That sounds dope.
Sure that happened, yeah.
Which is opposite of my college because I was in a town that just was not a lot of fun, and so it was the fraternities were the social system, and I said, oh well, if this is the case, then how about I don't join one and become friends with somebody who's in all of them, and then I just get to go to all the parties.
To be fair, by going to school in Stockton, California, you had like access to all of the greatest like methamphetamines and things like that were running around.
Oh yeah, I mean, you could find some some nighttime activities, but yeah, it might be not ideal for a college student.
So what you were saying is you're friends with everybody. Like, I can't picture that, Brad. It's not at all like that.
I was like, I can go to this fraternity and they're cool with me. I can go to this fraternity and they're cool with me.
Why'd you become such an introvert?
Do you remember? Do you remember the guy that was like? They were like, he's the best looking convict on the planet.
Oh yeah.
And he had like beautiful eyes.
He was like from
he was from like Stockton, right?
Yeah, Stockton. Yeah.
Stockton, yeah.
Yeah. No,
I don't know why I thought
he became like an internet sensation.
Yeah, if you really like to look at beautiful men, just Google Stockton beautiful convict, and you'll find some.
Yeah,
I think that's literally all you have to.
He had stunning eyes. His eyes.
They were steel blue,
He looked like a kitty cat.
piercing.
A kitty cat?
He had those.
Is that code word for something?
No.
He literally looked like
He just had crazy cat eyes.
Oh, I gotcha. All right. Well, are we here to draft?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm barely prepared.
I thought we were judging the looks of convicts. What is the draft? Have we even said it? I don't think we've said it. Fictitious colleges?
Most memorable college campus and film.
Most memorable fictitious colleges.
I might have said fictitious earlier, but I didn't mean it. I was just trying to sound smart, and I threw extra words in. I think on my list it says most memorable college campus and film. So I think it could be fictional, or it could be a real one if you want to go that way.
By the way, that hot criminal's named Jeremy Meeks.
That's right.
Oh, wow.
That's right.
Yeah, I wonder if he's. Yeah.
That'll be in the show notes.
Have they done a where is he now type thing? It seems like he's about due for that.
I feel like that.
Hopefully it's
a while
I hope
back.
it's not
It wasn't anywhere good. I don't remember what it was, but it wasn't great.
Where is he
That was
now?
like, remember the other one similar to that was the voice of God dude, where they found like he was like homeless, and then he had like a crazy radio voice, and like it was just like the most beautiful, like, you're listening to da da da, and like he was just like a pure voice, and he got hired by something, and like he was like he had gotten messed up on crack at some point, and then
And now, now I think he's on a movie podcast. No, isn't that right?
Are we talking about Nate and we're not? What's happening?
We are talking about that. He's just done so much crack he does not remember.
I literally don't even remember.
Homeless guy with a great radio voice.
So, do you have a draft order for us for this most memorable college draft?
Yeah, and you know what? I put in some effort for this one because I thought, you know what, if we're going to be talking about the most memorable college campus, I need to revisit my college roots. And if you went to the University of Pacific in Stockton, California, you know that the place to be on a weekend was, if you were a lower classman, if you were a freshman or sophomore, you wanted to go to Grace Cavell. Grace Cavell is where all the great parties were.
That's a dorm,
This was in,
by the way.
That was a dorm.
This was in 1997, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
So Grace Cavell, I mean, as we were talking about on the pod, I spent some good times in there at Amanda's bar, and we had a lot of fun in that dorm. So I thought, you know what? Let's see what the young kids are up to
Go
nowadays.
back and see what Amanda's bar is looking like 27
I wanted to see
years
if
later.
Amanda's bar is still open, and you know what? It was not. But I just wandered around. I said, you know what? I'm going to go to the second east side because that's where.
Just stop. You should just be like, and you know what? It was not. But I did get kicked out of Grace Cavell Hall.
I did. It wasn't. So it's not creepy at all that you went back to a college dorm. Just let's get that out.
Is Amanda here?
That's totally normal.
They're like, I'm sorry, sir. You must be lost.
I was like, you know what? I thought 24/7. This room's supposed to be open. If you want to smoke some weed or drink some drinks.
Hello,
this is the way-
fellow kids.
Yeah. But you know what? Kids still like drinking games, and they still like to play some drink. So I was like, you know what? One of these doors is going to be open. People can play some drinking games. And you know what? I knocked.
They're like, Sarah, your dad's here.
I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm looking for my son, but you know what? He's not here. You guys mind if I wait till he gets back? Can I just wait till he gets back? And like, I'm like, are you guys playing El Presidente, asshole? Yeah, I know how to play. So I sat down, and you know what? We started playing some asshole, and you know, I had a drink in my hand, and we were having some fun. In the first game, the person that loses becomes the asshole, and I was like, oh man, what's your name? He's like, my name's Zach. It's like, oh, that's odd. I know a Zach. That's funny. Okay, great.
First pick, baby. What's up?
My Zach's an asshole too.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, Zach, definitely an asshole. We play the second round, and another person loses, and then I was like, oh, okay, who's the new asshole? And, oh, yeah, my name's Nate. Nice to meet you, Nate.
Did he have a deep voice? He like, my name's Nate.
Yeah, he's like, hey,
I got a new asshole.
I'm a poli-sci major. It's like, oh, that's cool.
I don't know anything about poli sci. I was art. Art history.
Let's cut that out.
Cut that out.
With a minor in music and a second major in anthropology.
It's like, Nate, really? Nate? Okay, this is getting really odd. And then, of course, the third game, I lose. I become the asshole, and now I'm getting bossed around, taking drinks. But that's who the assholes were. They were Zach, Nate, and Brad.
What happened after that?
You know what? I said, oh, hey, look at the time. My son's, I think he's back from McDonald's, so I'm going to go say hi to him. Thanks for letting me hang out here, guys. And I didn't walk out creepy or anything.
And then someone called the campus police. And
I might have been arrested that night.
Okay,
you know?
great.
What were you doing today, honey? Oh, just playing asshole with a bunch of college kids.
Reminiscing on the good old
Good
days.
times. Don't remember parts of it.
It was for the podcast, and don't worry about it. It's for the podcast. They bailed me out with all of our funds that we've taken care of.
So
Okay, so we're going to have a hotly contested draft, guys, right? This is going to be highly competitive. I think that's how we described these at some point. At some point, we were like, these are highly competitive
that was like,
drafts.
our initial
Yeah.
blurb.
And then I think they've kind of gone away from that, but
Speak for yourself, Zach. They're not highly competitive for you.
I guess not.
Yeah, why did the guy who's got one win be like, hey, it's competitive?
Maybe it's just me that's not highly competitive.
So we have a Nate sandwich. Is that right? Is Zach, Nate, and
You
Brad?
are the meat between the Zach and Brad bread.
The meat in the Oreo.
Okay. That's
New
a
Oreo flavor.
Pastrami
Bologna.
Oreos. I love those.
Pastrami Oreos.
God, those are delicious.
Oh man, the other day we went to this place and Nate's sister ordered a Reuben sandwich with with sourdough bread instead of rye. And she didn't eat all her food, and then I was like, "Can I eat the rest of your sandwich, please?" And oh my god, it was so good, dude! Sourdough bread with like some sort of special sauce and pastrami cheese and like some other stuff. Dude, it was so freaking good, bro.
Where was this at?
Ice cream.
Ice cream company.
Wait, the one
company. Yeah, we went for my 4-year-old's birthday,
Yeah.
and you know
I brought Isla and Amy gave me half a sandwich, and I was like,
Zach
"This is
got
the
in with
best
the
thing
Isla
that I've
ticket.
ever eaten."
and I didn't eat any food because I ate about 6 gallons of ice cream, which is the correct move when you're at the ice cream company.
So they have the Lollapalooza there, and that was always Nate's thing to like go get the
My jam,
Lollapalooza.
Lollapalooza, and I've passed that on to the next
And
generation.
it used to be like bring like your 10-year-old birthday, and like you'd bring like your 7 best friends, and everybody try to kill it. I think Nate, you order 1 or 2 on your own now.
I order 2, and then I get 1 for the group.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
Wait,
literally
what?
It's literally like it's like a tower of ice cream. Like it's no joke. It's like the width of it's like the circumference of a dinner plate. But
Oh, it's
then-
bigger than that.
Well, I think the base is about dinner plate size, but it's probably
It's a tower.
it's probably 2 feet tall.
At least.
And
and
just
it-
scoop
all
after
the
scoop
toppings.
after scoop after scoop with all the toppings.
Well, so Charlie was allowed to bring 1 friend, so she invited Isla, and so we were like, okay, well the whole crew can come, and so we had maybe like 12, 13 people because we had all the siblings, and we still like didn't quite finish it. It was
a
crazy.
lot.
It's a lot of ice cream.
And I'm lactose intolerant, and so I pooped where I was sitting. I was like pooping and eating.
It was a big tip.
I was sitting on the toilet, to be fair, but I just had to keep sending the kids back to bring me more ice cream while I was just pooping. It's embarrassing.
It was ice cream and then toilet paper.
Like,
ice
where do
cream,
they keep
new
taking
roll
those
toilet
bowls of
paper.
ice cream to? They're like, oh, their dad's in the bathroom just shitting.
This is so good.
Got a brain freeze and I
what a
can't
mess.
stop shitting.
What a mess.
All right, so now that you
Kick
have
us
that
off,
visual in your
brother.
head,
You get to start this draft up. You get to tell us what is the most memorable college of all time.
Wait.
so I am going to go with what may possibly be a controversial
Talking that microphone, sir.
I'm going to go with a controversial pick because you know what? I've come to enjoy losing these drafts. No, I haven't. God damn it. All right, I'm going to go with a Spike Lee joint
Oh.
from He Got Game. We are going to go to Tech U with my boy Jesus Shuttlesworth on the most amazing fucking recruiting trip that anyone has ever been on. And
With Rick Fox taking them around, they both look like they're like 35.
Oh, I forgot that was Rick Fox.
Yeah.
And it's Ray Allen, who's 29, and freaking it's who is it? Turturro.
Oh, John Turturro is the coach.
Crossing him up between the legs.
5'1", crossing him up. He's like, "Oh, you're gonna play here, right?" And they put like the whole like performance on for him.
I choose to believe that is how all of Penny Hardaway and freaking all those guys, and not Penny Hardaway, wrong movie. all of Jesus Shuttlesworth's trips were like that.
Oh man, that's a good one. Surprise.
I can't tell you how much I appreciate you taking that, because that's probably the 12th or 15th or 20th pick.
Yeah, you're
so now I get the real 101.
You're dumb and stupid.
So I'm torn between two here. They're both, I think, pretty iconic in terms of movies, and they're like really top of the heap in the genre. One of them I think is the one that people think you should take, and the other one is the one that I like the most, and I'm taking that one. So I'm going to go real feel here. I'm going with Revenge of the Nerds, Adams College.
Adams College.
Is that like is the guy's first name Adam, or is that his last name Adams?
There is no apostrophe, so I believe it is his last name.
So it would be a last name, right?
Last name.
Like second president, John Adams.
John Adams College.
Was he a shit president? You guys are into this.
He was the first. He was
one term.
He and his son were the first two one-term presidents.
Wild. He couldn't even repeat.
Couldn't repeat.
Man, you must be a big fucking loser if you can't repeat.
Yeah, I know. As president, what a loser.
God damn, what a fucking loser.
George H.W. Bush. Not even a good Bush.
Not even who I was talking about.
Well, Revenge of the Nerds. Revenge of the Nerds is. I mean, obviously, I think Booger is a classic character.
Yeah, and I mean, like,
but it's a very uncomfortable rewatch.
I haven't watched it in years, and I probably won't ever, because I realize it's problematic. I don't want to and also I think it probably won't have held up in the sense that, like, obviously I've aged, and so I'm afraid that I won't respond to it as well, and I just want to remember my 16-year-old self feeling the experience of watching the movie.
Well, and the idea of like anytime you have an Olympics where it's like a bunch of competitive events, like those movies, it doesn't matter what it is. Like that's always exciting. Like when you got like, oh man, I wonder how I would do in those events and things like that.
Is it possible that you guys are afraid to watch it again because it's not good?
I don't think so, but I'm never gonna find out.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's classic. I'm going with classic. I say
all
yes.
Right. Well, you left me the correct fraternity-based movie to choose.
It's cool if you want to be part of the crowd. That's fine.
So I'm going to go ahead and go Faber University, Animal House, because even though I have not seen
how many times have you seen that? Oh, that's right. You haven't seen it.
Even though I have not seen that movie, I understand that it is the number one pick that didn't go number one. So you know what? You just take.
That's my favorite movie that I haven't seen that you haven't seen too.
Yeah. I mean, when 2 out of the 3 podcasters here on a movie podcast have not seen Animal House.
I've seen it once, and it's been years, and I've forgotten about it.
I think Nate admits he doesn't really know what happened in it.
I mean, I don't remember the plot at all. I remember some of the scenes.
It's just one of those things that it kind of transcends, like, even if you haven't seen it, like, everybody kind of knows. Toga parties, everybody knows.
Can I guess the plot? They're gonna get kicked out of school and they have to do something, and there's somebody that runs the school that's like against them, that's like super evil and against them, or either goes to school or is like a faculty member, or like the dean is after them.
That sounds far out to me. I don't know.
They do something in the beginning of the movie that's really dumb, and then they get in trouble, and then they're like, we're gonna kick you out of school unless you can do this trivia contest or something like that, right?
No, it's actually a Cold War. It's a play on the Cold War.
Is that what it is?
No, I think you're 100% right. You've
never seen it because you don't know.
I think you're 100% right.
It's the one where the pigs take over the college, right? No?
Yeah.
Yeah, Animal Farm.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Russians parachute into the college and they have to fight against them.
That's exactly what I thought.
Yeah, are you talking about policemen?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So that's my first pick, and I'm happy.
Come
to
get
take
your boy,
that. Thank you
Lieutenant
so
Dan.
much.
Now take something weird so I can.
I know, but
the second round gold pick.
See, but there's on my stupid list here that is not very long. There's one that just stands out because I think it's the right pick here. And when you want to go streaking or you want to hang out with your old buddy Blue, you got to go to Harrison University for the movie Old School.
We're going streaking.
I mean,
it's so good.
Does he
just like I went back to Pacific to go find that draft order. I mean, that's exactly what happens in Old School.
So I was talking to Scott Budnick not that long ago, who's the executive producer of The Hangover. But one of the he kind of got his like start on one of his start movies was Old School, and I was like, oh, so what'd you do on that? What was your job on that? He's like, oh, my job was to keep Snoop sober. And he was totally serious. It's like my whole job was to keep Snoop sober for the whole shoot, so that like he would go, he would do that one scene properly.
So he
He's
would be
like,
like,
I fucking did it.
I bet you Snoop sounds so weird when he's sober.
It's probably he's probably super well read and just like really.
Is it like the
really
Chappelle version of Lil Jon?
Yeah,
He talks all super formal.
He's not screaming, yeah.
Okay.
So, Nate, you're in the sandwich here. What do you got?
So that was going to be my pick, and I hate you. Just so we're on record about that. But okay, so we've kind of leaned in heavy to the other than Zach's weird ass pick, we've leaned in heavy into the the frat kind of classic stereotype caricature movie thing. But college is about higher education. College is about bright minds and about the brightest and the best and about trains whistling in my ear. And so I'm going to instead go towards the movie Real Genius, where Val Kilmer attends Pacific Tech University, which is, I think, a play on Caltech. And it's kind of like the nerd college. And he has
Val Kilmer, huh?
Val Kilmer, and he's a dude living in his closet, which is weird.
He lives in his closet, or there's another
There's
dude?
a dude that lives in it's like a false back in like an elevator shaft in his closet, but nonetheless, he keeps going in and out of his closet. It's great. Yeah.
Interesting.
So anyway,
I don't think I've ever seen this movie.
oh, dude. So it might be Val Kilmer's best role.
Well, I was going to say, this is one that this is a very,
It's
if
pre-Top
the judge
Gun.
knows it, it's going to be like, oh yeah. And if it's not, it's going to be like, what the fuck? 'Cause
Better.
I don't think it's a second round pick.
Everyone knows Real Genius that knows college movies.
Better than Doc Holliday, bro.
Well, it wasn't on my list. I'll
Maybe.
tell you that.
Those are strong
You're
words.
dumb.
All right. Well, I just flunked out of college, so I guess it's time for Zach to make two picks.
We are gonna go with my dude Nick Nolte and Shaquille O'Neal, Penny Hardaway, fucking the whole crew.
Basketball.
Fake Chris Mullen. We're going Western University from Blue Chips.
Basketball.
And we're just gonna go down to the bayou. He's gonna be like Shaquille O'Neal, just in like a sweaty overalls, just dunking on dudes with a wooden backboard. You guys don't know about that.
All I know is that, like, I'm sure colleges and stuff are like, oh no, it's nothing like this, and it's like pretty much been figured out that this is exactly how recruiting works in both football and basketball.
But per our film school conversation, is the college itself even a character in the movie, or is it just like they happen to be? I mean, it's basically a pro basketball program.
They're all
happens
employed by the college.
That seems pretty incidental to me. Just throwing that out there.
That's a weak argument.
Okay.
Does Nolte get fired at the end? I don't even remember. Like, I remember he gives a big speech at the end and basically kind of basically blows it all up, and then he becomes a wrestling coach, raises a couple kids.
He does. He's got a really estranged relationship with him. He hit the bottle pretty hard again.
Pretty hard.
Yeah.
But you know what? He gets sober eventually, and his sons turn out okay.
Yeah, so
That's a Warrior reference for all of you.
well, that's
not paying
Warrior.
attention.
Y'all didn't know Warrior was Blue Chips Part 2. It was just different. They forgot to put that in the title. All right. Well, you're sticking with basketball. What's your third basketball movie?
All right.
Most memorable basketball colleges.
We're going.
Go.
So I've got Tech U. I've got Western University. And we're just going to stay with just like the most generic random college names. And we're going to go Eastern State University from the program.
That's one of the best. That's one of the best directions.
Oh, you go Tech U, Western, Eastern.
You guys thought
Basketball,
that I was
basketball,
picking
football.
sports stuff, but it's not really that as much as it is. I just want a college that is facing a direction. It's really, it's really all I need.
Oh, the program. That's a messy,
Program is
weird
a
movie.
wild ride. That guy laying in the middle of the street, and like they had a bunch of people that actually got hit by cars after that by laying in the middle of the street like he did. You got big.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember if that was an urban legend or not.
No, that's fact. They took that shit out.
Well, I
of
know
the
they
movie.
cut it out. I just didn't know if it really happened or not.
I think
You
it
got,
did.
you got Roid Rage guy and
Roid Rage.
with his teeny tiny
Latimer.
Barbie doll girlfriend.
Crazy Latimer.
That is the wildest shit.
Yeah, no, I just remember it's Hackman, right? He's the coach.
Gene.
Yeah.
Sorry, what? Did
Isn't
you
Gene
say
Hackman
Gene
the-
Hackman is the coach in the program?
Yeah.
Bro, is this Hoosiers part college
I'm pretty sure
football?
it's Gene Hackman. I thought.
Yeah, we can bet. It's James Caan, dude.
Oh, James Caan. My bad. Fucking James Caan. You're right.
Gene Hackman, dude.
Gene Hackman. He does coach a football movie. He coaches the fucking Replacements.
And our boy John Anspaugh also directed it.
The Replacements.
No.
The program.
Yeah.
Anspaugh didn't direct the program.
Oh, I know. That's right. Because Gene Hackman wasn't in it either.
Fucking
Jesus, dude. Cut that out. Let's
we're
take that
cutting
out.
shit. That was. I lost all my memories of that. That was a mess.
Lost all my memories.
Don't cut that out. You keep that shit in. You keep
I've
it,
lost
you
the
eat it.
marbles.
Oh boy. Okay, so we went basketball, football. What sport are you going to, Nate? In our college draft.
I'm going to go with the age-old college sport of road tripping.
Ah.
So I'm going with University of Ithaca from Road Trip. And so I admit that the movie, obviously part of the charm is that they go on the road trip. But the Tom Green element where he sticks around and especially the part where he's going to feed the mouse the snake is amazing. But the part where he leads the college tour,
Tom Green
so funny.
is so fucking funny in that movie when he dangles that mouse into his mouth and it like scratches his tongue.
So mad.
It's like
snake
biting
will
and
not get the
scratching at his
mouse.
tongue and his lips. Like, it's so fucking funny. And dude, I think we were talking about this. Like, how bright did Tom Green burn for a while? Like, he was so fucking good for what feels like a short period of time, but it may have been quite a while.
Until they gave him his own movie, and then it just went fucking sideways.
Freddie got fingered, just popped his fucking.
Because even in Charlie's Angels, he's weird and goofy and like endearing.
Yeah.
But yeah, Freddie Got Fingered just went off the rails. But in Road Trip, I mean, I hate to borrow from the rewatchables, but I mean, just fucking amazing heat check there when he comes in and just does everything with a little part. Whether he's touring around and like making fun of the people.
Case in point, I mean, he's in the movie. He's like the 10th on the call sheet for that movie. It's all we talk about. I mean, it's the first and like fifth thing we talk about.
Him and DJ Qualls.
You're like Amy Smart, the Snake, Tom Green.
100%.
Yeah.
Amy Smart. Oh, kill me.
Oh man.
Oh yeah. So there you go, Road Trip.
That's solid.
Eat it,
that wasn't even on my list, and I appreciate that one. I
that.
can't believe I didn't think of Road Trip because I do enjoy that movie. All right, well, I'm going to.
It's probably you didn't think of it because they're not at the college for very much of the movie at all.
Tom Green is.
The Tom Green part of it is memorable.
That is true.
Oh man! All right, so I hate to be like if Zach's got the sports theme and Nate's just got bad movies. I'm gonna go ahead and go with. I'm gonna stick with the fraternity theme. Actually, this isn't even a fraternity movie, really. This is just a let's talk about the different groups on campus. And in the early '90s, political correctness kind of became a thing, and maybe this movie is a little bit of a precursor to kind of where we are maybe today in society. It kind of talks about the different groups that have all their causes and stuff, and whose cause is more important. I'm gonna go ahead and go to Port Chester University with our boy Jeremy Piven. To PCU.
He's not our boy.
That's a great pick.
Yeah, I guess he's not our boy. I don't know if he's canceled.
Are we not part of Entourage?
He may sue us for saying that he was our boy, so we got to be careful.
Okay, well, we're staying away from Pippen. Although this is kind of his coming out. This is like where he kind of like he really kind of
it's pre
starts to show off where he can kind of be kind of a leading type role. A little bit before Very Bad Things, where he's a superstar.
He's great in a lot of stuff. He just seems terrible. I think he's like known as being kind of terrible. I don't know. Maybe I'm making that up.
I mean, he plays terrible to the perfectly in Entourage, but I don't know if that's.
Is he that good an actor that I just don't like him because he's that good?
That's the age old question of like if somebody plays that type of role, is that who they are?
I say no.
Kind of interesting to think about.
I don't think so.
I don't think we'd like him.
Well, let's have him on.
He'd for sure love us, but I'm just saying.
Piven, come on. You're welcome to show up and defend yourself.
Defend your honor.
But yeah, so PCU, and I think I'm gonna do the serious version of PCU for my next pick, and it's from
there's a
pretty much.
Of PCU.
Did you just see your pick and go? Ugh.
Well, it's just like I went fraternity. And now I'm going like basically like everybody's got their social message on campus, but this is like the serious version because PCU it's kind of played for laughs, and this one it's kind of serious, and that would be higher learning, Columbus University, and it's got.
Explain to me what this movie is.
Oh
I
my
have no
lord!
clue what you're talking
So
about.
this is like the '90s college where you've got
It's a pop movie.
all sorts of No, it's actually it was a popular movie, and it was
good.
a lot of folks in it. Omar Epps, Tyra Banks, Jennifer Connelly, Lawrence Fishburne,
Oh, dude, the cast in the movie
Michael
is phenomenal.
Rappaport. Who's
Cole Hauser.
Yes,
from-
the dude from
yeah,
Good Will Hunting. He's like it's a good car. It's a good car. Will.
It's a good
The
car,
dude
bro.
from Yellowstone, bro.
But he's a straight up like neo-Nazi.
Cube? Did you say Ice Cube?
neo-Nazi?
Did you say Ice Cube?
Ice Cube's and
Ice
Nazi.
Cube.
Ice
Tyra
Cube's
Banks?
and Nazi in that
Regina
movie?
King.
No, Regina King's in it. Ice Cube is Ice Cube and Busta Rhymes.
Adam Goldberg.
Oh yeah, Adam Gold. Gosh,
Dude, I'm telling you, it's popping.
It's a
This movie-
crazy
It's a
cast.
crazy
And they
cast.
basically said we're going to try to throw as much drama into one movie as possible, based in college. We're going to deal with issues of sexuality, of feminism, of we're going to deal with racism. We're going to deal with athletes and scholarships and. Pretty much, let's just throw it all in there.
And
Jockage.
Nazism.
And Nazism, white supremacy, and mental illness on college campuses. Everything is just
Hair
packed
loss.
in.
We're going to deal with
Hair loss.
smelly feet. We're going to deal with
Yes.
all of them.
Yeah, they said we're just going to put all of the issues into this one movie, and most of it kind of works.
What's the hair loss storyline?
Nothing.
Nate walks by.
Jennifer Connelly involved in the smelly feet storyline.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not going to spoil it for you. You just watch.
She has a guitar and she
It's
sings
near the
about
end. It's
it.
right near the end. Okay, stay through the credits.
It's the stinger. It's the stinger. Yeah. So Columbus U. That's my pick.
Oh, God.
And
I love it that you did that because it's a good movie, but it's not only a weird pick, but it's also the wrong pick because you left me the steal of the draft.
Oh no.
The steal of the draft, which is Coolidge College from Van Wilder, from the Van Wilder series of movies. I think they're all at Coolidge. I only saw the first one, but it's like Van Wilder 2, The Return or Attack of Taj or something.
He was only in the first
only
one.
the
Ryan
first
Reynolds
one.
only in the first
But
one.
then, like, I think Van Wilder is played by
The
like, Van
Attack
Wilder,
of Taj. I like that.
Van Wilder freshman year.
Attack of the Taj.
Van Wilder freshman year.
I believe there is a scene, and stick with me here. There is a scene where they go to church in the Van Wilder movie, and there is a whole bunch of vibrators strapped to the that Van Wilder has strapped underneath this all these girls are up on the stage in the church, and he's strapped all these vibrators underneath, and he can control them from his seat. And the preacher is preaching, and he's turning the vibrators up and up, and
While they're sitting on benches?
sitting on stage, like looking at the audience. And as the vibrators get more intense, the preacher is like, "'Cause brothers and sisters," and they're like, "Amen." It's the most
I do not remember
ridiculous.
that, but I love it.
Nate, you
the
chose
idea.
this movie.
I just don't remember that part. I've seen it. I just don't
It is
remember.
the-
Was that in
What
Van?
do they call-
Was
they
that
call-
in Van Wildest?
That's like
Was
Van.
that-
That's
was
like
that Van Wilder freshman year.
yeah.
I didn't see that.
And it's like, but it's like, what do they call it? Jumping the shark. It's like the most ridiculous premise, and they stick with it for like
Just to be
18
clear,
minutes.
I'm all in on that.
It's wild. It's wild.
A couple of 13-year-olds directed this one.
Literally, exactly.
So anyway, that's the steal. You're welcome. That's the steal of the draft.
Yeah, we talked that one up.
So when you've got a university and you're trying to decide what direction it's going to go, there's only one way to go down, right? You got to go to South Central Louisiana State University.
So
In the
wait.
water.
You legitimately go basketball, football.
Yep. And we go.
How many directions do we have?
We go Western, Eastern, and South Central.
So you got South and Central.
And Central.
You better get extra points for the team draft.
If you don't have a Northern, I'm going to be in the last round. I'll be irate.
Dude,
gonna-
you need if you don't get extra points for this theme, I'm
gonna
gonna be upset.
I'm going to disappoint you, but if there is one, it's going to be a direction. So we'll see what happens. But Bobby Boucher.
I mean, you get to see the classrooms in that movie. You get to see
yeah.
a lot of parts of campus life, and
You got
Colonel Sanders
Defending
as
that
the
terrible
teacher.
pick.
I no, this was going to get picked by me if it was coming back.
You got the crazy chick from Almost Famous that sexually assaults the young man.
The best is she puts up the little note. Do you want me to stab them all or kill them or whatever? He's like, nah.
Is it Parker Posey?
No. It's Veruza Balk.
Oh, Veruca.
Not Veruca Salt. Veruza Balk.
Veruca Salt, yeah.
It's Fariza.
Is it Frieza?
No, I have no idea.
You're on the rap, dude.
I like how I convinced you.
Northern what university?
Is it my
from
turn?
What
Is
movie?
it my turn?
The next one.
We're going to go all the way down to a movie that I think Nate has seen. I don't know if Brad has seen it, but it is Accepted with
Accepted.
with the skinny guy that's the friend from
Justin Long.
Dude, he's
Oh.
great.
He's the porn star boyfriend in Zack and Mary,
yeah.
and he's freaking amazing.
He's the super gay assistant in
so good.
that Jennifer Aniston movie with that when the breakup with Vince
he's
Vaughn.
I didn't remember
he's the
that.
cheerleader in Dodgeball.
Oh yeah, dude, he's so good. I
he's
love Justin Long.
pretty awesome. But the university is South Harmon Institute of Technology. The initials
Also known
are
as
shit.
Wow.
You know what? That's an underrated movie in this genre.
But that's a terrible joke.
They don't get accepted
No,
to
it's
any.
great.
They don't get accepted to any schools, and everybody at school is talking about all the schools they got accepted into. So they make up their own university.
It's a really good movie. I think Blake Lively's in it.
Oh, dude, it's got a insane cast, and if you go back and watch it, you're like, oh, there's that guy. Oh, I know that guy. I know her.
Is
yeah.
Jonah?
Is Jonah Hill in it?
Jonah Hill in it? It might
I think
be.
there's a Jonah Hill lookalike.
Zach, I hope you get bonus points for not only your sports themes but your directional themes. Like that was pretty
I
impressive.
only had one that wasn't a sport, and
And this
one
was not planned
that
out. This just
wasn't a
this just
direction.
naturally kind of just turned out that way.
You know, dude,
No, those are the only ones
I
on
wake
the
up in the morning and piss excellence, Brad.
All right, well that's
no,
a nice
Jonah
little-
Hill is in that movie,
Okay,
dude. I mean,
So
it's,
that's early Jonah Hill.
no. So yeah, it's Justin Long, Jonah Hill, really early. It's Blake Lively. It's Lewis Black.
Yes, Lewis Black is like
see
their
here.
advisor guy.
Yeah, there's a few others that you'll recognize that I can't. Okay, anyway, so it's good. All right.
all right. Well,
So I'm also going to pick from the heart here. And I really think this one is very likely not to go over well with our judge, but I don't care.
We know it won't go over right because I think you've picked this in a different draft and he didn't like it.
I think you're right.
wait, are you reading his mind right now?
I can see his computer.
So I'm going with what I think is one of the best film franchises in college movie history. And for the right audience, this is the pick of the draft, and that is Barden University, the Barden Bellas, Pitch Perfect.
Dude, my boy Adam Levine just killing it in that movie. The Australian actress, Fat Amy. Oh my God, she's so fucking funny in that.
Is it Adam Levine or Adam Devine?
Adam Devine. Adam Levine's the guy from Maroon 5. And he
It's
sucks.
keeping you on your toes there, Brad.
Pitch Perfect. Yeah, I have no clue. Do they show college scenes in it? I know they sing.
The
they're
entire
an
thing takes
acapella
place
group.
at college.
The two groups that are competing are the acapella groups on a college campus.
It's amazing, bro.
It's amazing. So
I didn't know they were,
there's,
like, representing
like
colleges.
half the scenes are in like a dorm room or in like the college radio station or on the walkways of the campus. It's
Or
amazing.
in the really cool place where you go and have like rap battles with your friends and like a whole bunch of people, and it's got like great acoustics.
I did that constantly in college.
Yeah, you were just always like, I'm gonna do an acoustic or what is it? What do they call it? It's not acoustic. It's acapella.
Attention, pay attention.
Oh, dude. It's embarrassing. It's not really embarrassing because I like it, but it's kind of embarrassing how many times I've seen that movie. The first one. I don't even think I've seen the second one.
That movie, and I've told this before, and I'll tell it again. So I'd never seen it, and my brother-in-law, who was in the Navy on submarines, had come back from a tour, not too long before, and he's like, "Oh, dude, we should watch this movie." And so we're like, "Okay, what is it?" He's like, "It's a bunch of chicks that are singing like in an a cappella group," and we're like, "That sounds like okay."
And Nate,
he's
Nate historically hates musicals and like.
Well,
singing
I hate
movies.
it's weird. So I hate I hate musicals where the dialogue is sang, and I actually traditionally really love movies that are about music. So this is like in some ways right up my alley.
You don't like West Side Story.
But
you,
I would. You'll have to drag me there and punch me to get me to watch that. So, but anyway, so he like we watch it, and he's like, yeah, actually, truth is, I've seen it a lot. And I was like, how many times? He's like, well, we watched it basically every day on the sub for like a 3-month tour. So like they loved it, dude. Like all the guys, and it was all, I think it was an entirely male crew. And he was like, it was just, and I loved that because I was like, okay,
Tons of beautiful women.
they're beautiful women, but like it's also
funny.
just it's funny.
Yeah.
It's like
In the Navy.
It's a little irreverent. It's a little bit. The music's really good. Like it's just solid all around. It's a good pick.
All right. I like how you justified that. That's a good one. Okay, this is the final pick of the draft. And you know what? It's funny. We're going to go from the first round. There's a movie that if you want to replace the trash that is Revenge of the Nerds, and you want to get like kind of the same dynamic, fraternities competing against each other and all sorts of hijinks and things like that, but you want to do it in a little bit more family-friendly environment, you got to throw in Monsters U from Pixar. This is
if my 1-year-old was judging the draft, you would win on that pick alone because it's the only thing she wants to watch.
I love it. She's at Monsters U.
She likes Monsters U, not Monsters Inc.
Anything the monsters do, she's in on.
Yeah, this is the prequel to Monsters Inc.
I
so.
think Monsters University better than Monsters Inc.
I think that's
What say you, Brad?
Yeah, that's a tough one. I think Monsters U doesn't get enough credit for being a fun, but it's kind of like, it's almost like a ripoff. It is essentially Revenge of the Nerds kind of done.
Yes, it's
with
very
the
much
monsters.
that.
So I mean, they pretty much borrowed. It's kind of like Cars 2, where it's like it's a great spy spoof, but a lot of people kind of hate on it.
In Monsters U, I don't remember. They do hide the camera in the other monster frat, or no?
Yeah. So all you get the fun, the silliness without any of the inappropriate and possibly very questionable behaviors that take place in Revenge of the Nerds. So Monsters U, my final pick, and that wraps our draft. So what else do we got here to talk about? Like what else do we what did we miss?
I just wonder how big my win is going to be. Like that's the question for me.
I would put you in last place if I was drafting this. I mean, if I was judging this, my bad.
That actually makes me feel better.
Probably should.
So what was the college that they went to in Saved by the Bell, the college years? Because that's the college I want to go to.
Is that a TV show?
Not a movie.
It's a
but
TV show, yes. That's why I waited until now to bring it up, you fuck.
I will say that my list got completely taken. All of my picks on my list got taken.
I have two also.
Except for Rules of Attraction.
Yeah,
Camden College.
Camden College is one of my two.
We did not put that shirt
Nobody
on.
put the shirt on.
Which
No,
is a fucked
because
up
no,
place.
the irony of that is, Brad, it's basically where you went to college.
Private university with a lot of rich folks.
It's actually literally where Nick
did a lot
went
of
to
drugs.
college?
Yeah, so one of our friends literally, it was filmed at the University of Redlands, where several people we know went.
Yeah.
And I can't believe no one chose, at least one movie was filmed, Dead Men on Campus.
Yeah, it's kind of a trash pick.
At UOP?
Yeah.
Did either of those guys from that movie never went on to anything else?
I don't think so.
They seem like they might be kind of like
Dead Man on Campus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are the stars?
Somebody's famous in it.
No,
Tom something, and
it's the guy from That Thing You Do, right? And it's
the dude that's kind of
yeah.
he got basically taken out of a job by Ryan Reynolds.
I
Oh,
thought
you're saying, well, isn't Mark Paul Gosselaar's in it?
Oh, Mark
Yeah,
Paul
dude,
Gosselaar was in it.
Zach
That's
from-
right.
And Tom Everett's in it.
Tom Everett. Yes,
Isn't Tom Everett Scott the guy
but
from That Thing You Do?
But
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
happened to that dude?
And Lachlan Monroe, the guy you're thinking of,
He's I got some beers. Let's drink them.
Allison Hannigan's in it. Jason Siegel's in it.
For real,
Dude, Allison
Yeah,
Hannigan.
bro.
Yeah, that was
Jason
filmed at
Segel,
my college,
Linda
and-
Cardellini, bro.
Yeah,
I mean,
bro, we're
Maybe I need to revisit this
maybe
movie.
we need to watch
'cause
this again.
This movie is full of stars.
At the time, right? The frat. Though you were friends with everyone, I know. But the frat that when I used to visit you're most likely to go to was called Arcania, which only had one.
That was
branch.
my freshman. Yeah, my freshman year
And-
roommate was he joined that one, and
It
so
was an archite, and the Arcania house was the house that one of the main scenes where the guy is threatening to jump out the window.
yeah.
Or does jump out the window.
I think that's where he dies. He falls.
but
out
what
of
is it? Is it the his roommate commits suicide?
Yeah, and it's like
Or-
the idea
or
that
his
you get A's if your
roommate commits
suicide.
suicide.
They try to basically force him to commit suicide. I think
This isn't problematic at all.
fun.
somewhat problematic.
Great. This is the best premise I've
Let's
thought
torture
of.
the roommate until he basically kills himself so we can all get A's.
Yeah, that sounds. You're right. Let's not watch that again.
I don't know if that's what the actual situation.
I don't think.
Oh,
that's
but no,
what the
because
plot was.
he's like the drunk
It is.
doofus
It's
guy. And
exactly
he's
that,
he's
dude.
such a douchebag. We want him to like die somehow.
Holy
so
shit! The bridge where like I think
is right
Ninth
here.
Street Bridge.
Modesto's 7th
Yeah.
Street Bridge.
Or 7th
Did you
Street
say
Bridge.
that already?
Yeah, 7th Street Bridge.
What the fuck?
It might be 2 miles. It might three miles as a bird
Yeah.
crow flies from where we're
We
sitting.
need to find an obscure actor that was on that show, like Mark Paul Gosselaar, and we'll ask him. We'll ask him what college Kelly Kapowski went to.
Right, Jason Segel. We really want you to come on our podcast to talk about Dead Men on Case. 45 minutes straight. Okay.
I'm gonna kill this draft.
All right. Well, we
So the one that I didn't say, I had Atlanta A&T from Drumline.
okay. Well, I would say
There's not even a fucking direction in that name, dude.
how high. I don't remember what the university was with John Lovett, with Redman, with Method Man.
It's a high school.
It was college.
How is it? It's how high? It's like a play on high school.
I thought it was college.
Nah, bro. They're just like 40-year-old dudes that are in high school.
No, they go to college.
And then they call it how high?
I guess that doesn't make sense, does
The
it?
dumbest shit ever if it's true.
Oh,
I don't think we should research it and
fact
find
check
out.
that.
We should not
Fact check
find
that.
out.
Is it how high is it's got to be?
It's a high school,
It's got to be
dude.
college. What's that synopsis?
Not
say?
all.
Literally in the name.
What's
dude.
the synopsis? I know that. Now that you say that, I'm rethinking my whole take. Maybe that's why it's not on my list. I was like, oh fuck, that's right.
2 guys by the name of Silas and Jamal decided to one day smoke something magical, which eventually helps them to ace their college entrance exam.
See, because they're in high school.
Entrance exam.
College entrance exam. They took
How
the
high?
SATs.
But they're trying to get into a particular college. Maybe.
Shit.
Doesn't work.
They're trying to go to USC because it's right next door.
None of us took Harvard or MIT.
Yeah, so
that'd be cheating as
real
shit.
colleges.
Yeah, so Good Will Hunting, Social Network,
University of Alabama.
Yeah,
Forrest Gump, Legally Blonde, all based at real colleges that we didn't take.
Well, whatever.
Harvard can suck it. All right,
Did you say basted?
they're basted. That's the past tense of based. If you based it on something, but then you did that even further back, it's basted.
All right, we'll be back. That's basted on facts.
Hey, where do we hide Scotch? This has been a while. Like you had plenty of time to prep wherever we were going to put Scotch. Like, what do we have any new devices or entrapments?
Yeah, well, there's a college about 5-6 miles from here, right? And I was like, I really want him to be in that mindset. And so what I did was I checked in with one of the local frats, and I was like, I know you guys are doing Rush right now.
Yeah.
So you uncomfortably went over as an older man to
Went into
the frat.
and I was like, hey, what are you guys doing?
Can
I hang out? And they're like, no. All right, okay. So here's the thing. So I had them haze Scott. I put him through like the normal Rush situation.
He's got 40s duct tape to his hands.
Yeah, the last time I saw him, he had 40s duct tape to his hands, and he was wearing a Barbie towel wrapped around his waist, but nothing else, except that he had like a large sequin kind of covered cone on his head, and he was stumbling around one of the orchards nearby.
He had a sequin cone.
he was reciting in order all the mayors of Turlock as well.
All the mares of Turlock,
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll go find him. He's somewhere around here. We'll see if we can get him unstrapped enough to talk into the mic.
All right.
California has the largest population in the United States and the site of some of the most famous true crime cases in history. But there's more than meets the eye to the crime in California. Join Sean, Jessica, and Charles on the California True Crime Podcast as they cover crime both infamous and overlooked from around our state, while looking at the deeper history that goes beyond beaches and movie stars.
Hey, Scott! Over here. I can see his fucking his silly hat and the towel. It's like the towel's draped over the. Oh, there he is. Here he comes.
Look at those. Those 40s look empty. Are those?
Dude.
Wow.
Hey,
That's
I brought
impressive.
40 hands. Get over here.
He's schnockered. How we doing, Scott? How's the hazing?
You guys realize I did this once already at a younger age when I could handle this kind of shit.
Oh, you're the only person at the table that's a real frat guy.
Yeah, I'm so frat.
You're so frat.
Is it legal? Is it legal to join two? And I will say this: one of the stupidest things that they used to say at my college with the fraternity people was like, you'd say, "Oh, what frat are you?" And they, "Oh, you don't call it a frat." Like, wait, what? You wouldn't call your country a cunt, would you? And I was like, okay.
So they said that more than once to you?
I heard that numerous times.
I heard it all the time.
Because that's a wildly unfunny thing to say. I just really don't get the.
Yeah, I'm like, you're in a fucking fraternity. What's the importance of this outside of like, okay, you got some social friends?
Called a frat party. Like,
Yeah.
that's
So-
like somehow derogatory
So
to
I
the
was
frats?
I was in a frat.
Right.
I'll call it a frat. I don't give a shit. I called it a frat back then, and I thought when people said that it was douche. I never once said it. I swear to God.
But you heard people say it?
all the time.
That's wild.
Especially when you're a pledge and you say that shit. Oh my God, that's like they're on your shit. You wouldn't call your country a cunt, you stupid fucking drink. You know all the stupid shit they do.
Oh, really? Because that was like a thing they decided they didn't like.
Well, they're looking for any excuse to
Make you
do
drink.
shit and drink.
Yeah.
Push-ups and shit.
Yeah.
They made
So
you do
did-
push-ups?
Well, they backed them. Nothing too crazy. Like just hold a push-up and doing a push-up and like do the Greek alphabet or whatever. And
Lots of blindfolded sit-ups.
What about puke and rally?
it was just mostly drinking and shit, and it wasn't too bad. It's not like, I mean, this was a while back when they're still doing a lot of stuff that I'm sure you can't do much.
Do you have to memorize all the founders and bullshit like that?
We had to memorize everything about the fraternity and all that stuff. And I tell you what, man, it was great as far as it got me out of my shell, got me meet a lot of people, and I had a great time.
Did you actually live in the frat house?
I did.
Fraternity house?
I did, yeah.
Wild.
And that's an experience, man.
Yeah,
I mean, it's dirty, and you don't get a lot of sleep, and you don't do a lot of studying, but it was a blast. It was fun. But I don't know. I'd recommend it for an experience.
You're making me want to go back to college.
Did you practice your oboe in the frat house?
No, there's practice rooms for that.
Oh,
Zach.
okay, all right.
God.
Practice rooms.
He had a whole different identity. He wasn't like he would go out the side and then like run around the college all the way and then go to the music facility.
You know what's crazy is, God, because I was a music major and in a fraternity, and to me, I thought that was the dorkiest thing in the world, fucking band geek or whatever. Right. And because I was a major, I had to do marching band, which I didn't want to fucking do marching band because I wanted to go to the games and drink and have fun, right?
Right.
But because you have to be able to teach it, you have to go and see what it's like and see how they do the whole program and all that crap. I hated every second of it. And we'd have to do tailgates. We'd have to walk around the parking lot. And my fraternities,
you see all your buddies drinking.
Literally, we walk right by them, and I'm like, try to hide my face, thinking they were just going to give me so much shit. And they thought it was the coolest thing ever. They're like, and they thought it was super cool. And I was like, dude, you guys have no idea how unfucking cool this is. It's Fresno, and it's fucking like September, and it's hot as shit. And it was brutal.
And you had your little feathery hat on,
cheering on Derek Carr's brother.
You know what sucks is I was there right
before, right?
I was there in between. So his brother David Carr was after me,
right? And Trent Dilfer was probably
right before me. Yeah. So I had Billy Volek,
the legend of Billy Volek.
Lorenzo Neal was there, one of the greatest fullbacks ever.
Yeah,
and so that was cool. He was a badass. But yeah, so we got the Billy Volek, who played with the Titans for a while.
I was going to say he went to the show, right?
He went to the show, but yeah.
Yeah, Fresno State has a surprisingly good history of football players. I mean, they really are.
Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
Fresno State.
Straight up legit.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, like a couple #1 picks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Yeah.
Both Carr brothers, and David Carr, man. He was
Carr
a badass, but he set the record for getting sacked, I think, like 3 years in a row. Like his rookie year on.
You mean in the NFL?
In the NFL.
The Texans, right? So like they had no
expansion team.
offensive
line.
Line.
It was so ridiculous and such an unfair situation. I will say my favorite Fresno State situation is that you guys played us in the NIT. My freshman year, Michael Olowokandi, who's also now known as one of the worst #1 drafts in the NBA, #1 picks overall in the NBA of all time.
UOP?
he was a senior that year, and they didn't make the NCAA tournament. They lost in the Big West tournament, which was just horrific. So they ended up in the NIT. They played Fresno State in the first round, where Jerry Tarkanian was the coach, and it was like basically like the Thug Squad, where like everybody on
Chris Herron,
everybody had rap sheets on the team, and Tark did not care.
Tark the Shark, that was huge. I think I was there like his first year when he came in, and everybody was going crazy about that shit. It changed the whole campus.
And some I know one of the players got he attacked somebody with a sword, and then like Chris Herron ended
Chris
up.
Herron was literally on heroin. Yeah, he was like on heroin during the game.
Pacific would always huddle up at the free throw line right before free throws. Chris Herron would just go jump down in the middle of like their little huddle, like sit there. They had Rafer Alston, who ended up going on to like N1 and was
skip to my Lou, son.
Yeah.
Dude, he's so sick.
I just want to know what kind of vodka Tark soaked his towels in, because he was sucking on those towels all the time. You know he was lit, right? He had to be hammered.
He did not give a shit in his Fresno State days. Those teams were wild.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean.
And they beat
the
us.
UNLV days, right? Like he didn't give a shit either, and they won a national championship, so that worked out for him.
Yeah. Well, they beat us on our home court and knocked us out of the NIT, which was shameful.
Pack the stadiums, I'll tell you that much.
Yep.
So, did you have a chance to take a look at our between hazings?
Yeah.
Did you look at our
Did you see Michael Olowokandi?
So after I finished my first 40 in my right hand, they let me, because I told them I had to do this draft.
Is that why you're bleeding? Did you smash it on your head?
No, that was a head wound from walking out in the fucking orchard.
Oh, okay.
Irrigation gate.
Yeah. So yeah, no, they were nice enough to let me get one hand so I could type and do my scoring system here and everything. So yeah, you guys have been judged. So
real quick before we get into this, I just want one crazy college story. Like this has to remind you a little bit of college. Thinking about what's just one moment that's like.
We don't want to put you on the spot or anything. But
yeah, but thanks for prepping me on that.
That time you bought meth for Chris Herron.
Yeah. Oh gosh, man, there's a lot, and when you drink a lot, you don't remember much. But I do remember we were setting up for a frat party, and
A cunt party?
Yeah, we had this whole. It's called Mai Tai party, and we do this big paper mache rock entrance thing, shit. So we spend all day we go out and steal palm fronds and shit from places and put them up everywhere and just make it all tropical. And it's pretty cool. And so so I decided as we're setting up in the day, I went down and got some 40s, and so I bought 2 of them and I put them down as we're working. It's kind of hot. It's like shit, drank those, so I went down and got 2 more. Then I went and bought 2 more.
That's 160 ounces. Plus 2? So 2 times 3?
That's 6.
That's 240 ounces.
Oh my God. How many ounces is it,
After
Nate?
6. After 6, I was like,
pure ounces of
somebody's like,
malt liquor.
Of malt liquor.
You got to go for 7.
This is pre-partying.
This is pre-party.
This is hours before the party starts.
And I think I got the 7th one when the party was going on, and fucking partied, I know. But then after the party, I was still going somehow, but I had 7 40s, and I know at one point I was throwing shit, and I ended up grabbing a ladder, and I chucked it all the way across the lawn, and we just running around like a madman. And finally, our house manager, he just, Beck, what are you doing? And I was like, hey, Pedro. And so he just totally busted me, and I don't know,
You threw a ladder and killed a guy?
And I didn't kill anybody, but I just started throwing shit. And
Dead Man on Campus?
What happened was I threw the fucking ladder, and my buddy Brent went and picked it up, and he was getting ready to throw it, and that's when Pedro caught him. That's what happened. So I actually got him busted.
I don't know, Pedro. He's out of control.
Yeah, exactly.
Better kick him out of the party.
And by the way, Pedro is a redheaded white guy. And they named him Pedro because he had a Pedro de Pacas T-shirt or something one time. So that was his nickname. So.
I thought it was his given
This was
name.
way before
amazing.
Vote for Pedro.
His name was John O'Connor, about as Irish as it gets.
John O'Connor.
John Pedro O'Connor.
We were just talking about your prowess as a Arnold.
Oh, shit. Yeah, one of the worst Arnold.
It's not a
ever.
tumor.
I think that was in the other pod, but that's all right.
Whatever. We were just talking about it. Time is a flat circle.
All right. Judgments.
Am I running this show?
Wait, I'm looking
Hey
at you.
guys. We got Scotch Beck here. He's had 240 ounces of malt liquor, and we are going to judge our most memorable fictional colleges. So,
Well, this most memorable movie colleges.
fictional colleges in movies.
Correct.
Thanks, Nate. I think the fact that we're on a fucking movie podcast kind of fucking tips them off to that, but
But
maybe
I think
not.
fictional is the word that we didn't
the
need to add.
fictional is not necessary.
That was not a requirement. We could have drafted real colleges.
But we didn't. All right.
Yeah, but
So, they're all fictional.
yeah, I specifically asked if that was something that I needed to think about, and you guys said yeah, and nobody picked anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was looking at these, and so I have a few categories here. Obviously, my overall Scotch Beck "oh yeah" factor, and what goes into that is basically when I think of the movie, do I think of the college?
I said that,
Yeah.
didn't I?
So
You guys remember me saying that?
Yeah, I remember that you said that after you repeated after me.
Shut the fuck.
I remember you said that.
So if I see it, I was like, I can, and especially if I can name the college, then that's definitely going to get you maximum points for that. I have something kind of new here, so I decided to talk to my brother, as much as he loves judging you guys and sending you his notes.
This is the first time you talked to him since the last draft.
About this. Yeah.
He's like, you're like, hey Tim, I want to talk to you about the Bevs draft. Idiots. Okay, what do you want to talk about?
Exactly. So it's a little category. You familiar with Timbuktu? I don't know where it's at, but this is the Timbeck 3, which is the stupidest thing I thought of.
Great work.
Anyway,
I think it deserved that. I didn't mean to hit that. I kind of.
That was the dopest fucking.
there's an "oh yeah" in there too. I think.
There was. It was a combo.
Oh,
it was a
shit.
combo.
So what I did was
By the way, Timbuktu is a city in Mali. Just in case.
okay,
you go.
great.
It's really far away. I know that.
It's the second funniest name when you're growing up next to Lake Titicaca.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Look it up. So I asked, I go, hey, Tim, I want your top 3. Give me your top 3. And I gave him the category, what we're drafting tonight. This was early this afternoon. And so he gave me his top 3. And if you guys picked those 3 in the first round, you're going to get 3 bonus points each.
Well, I know I didn't get any
You
of
know what I
that.
can't. You know what I can't wait for is when we because the way this works is that Scott judges a draft.
Right.
And then the episode comes out, and then about a day later, we get a text message with a picture of the notebook that Tim has where he's evaluated the idiocy of our draft plus Scott's judging. I can't wait until he writes "idiot" next to one of his top 3 picks.
Yeah.
That's happening.
It's going to be he might come up with a new word. Because I'm going to agree with him too. Because we're not getting into it yet, but there's definitely an idiot.
No idea who that
So
could be.
and then I decided in this, if you happen to pick it in the second round, then I'd give you a point. But you got to get in the top 2. After that, you don't get it. If you pick any of his teams, you don't get anything. And so, also, if somebody doesn't pick one of his, I give you an idiot bonus to the other 2 guys.
Oh, dope.
You know,
Guarantee
Because-
that happened.
if somebody else picked somebody off of his list. So anyway.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
So basically, if somebody didn't pick one on his list, and then somebody else did, then you're going to get one of his points.
Got it.
So, because he's an idiot. So, and then the other thing I got, other than like a YouTube assist, is a pledge pen bonus, which would I want to be in this college? Would I?
I think someone's talked about that as their criteria. Was it? That was me. Okay. Great.
Someone. So yeah. So either 2 points for the one. So each round gets 0, 1, or 2 points, and so I kind of rank them in order of which one I want to go to the most and which one the least.
You didn't remember who said it, Nate? We
Yes.
literally recorded it twice because Brad forgot to record.
Why we got to bring up old shit? Why we got to bring up old shit?
I don't know. Can't remember. Still can't remember. We have to play
I think
it
that
back.
happened back when I was in
Right.
college.
Do we have a recording of that? Okay, probably not.
Only once.
So just for fun, I made a few predictions going into this, and one of them probably came true, and one of them kind of came true. One of them didn't at all. And the first one is, I thought Zach was going to wear the T-shirt for sure.
Nope.
And the other guys were going to be fine with it. I haven't heard the other pod.
Nope.
And I don't know what you guys thought about the movie, but just from I thought you were like, okay, that's fine. And that didn't happen.
Did you watch Rules of Attraction yet?
I haven't yet.
Oh my god.
I'm going to.
Oh my god.
The reviews aren't great online, what I've seen so far. And
Whose reviews are you reading, bro?
fucking Rotten Tomatoes, bro.
I'm looking
45%.
I'm looking right at you, bro, and I'm giving it a 99, dude. A 99, dude.
My brother said he saw it and said it sucks.
Yeah, your brother is not the target.
How many
audience.
exclamation points did you use? Because that's not a good. We got to calibrate here.
Yeah, I don't know. He thinks he saw it. He doesn't. I wasn't sure. I was just.
You'll like it. You'll like
I'm
it
gonna check
more
it
than
out.
you dislike it. You'll give it more than a 45%. You'll give it a 51.
I agree with that.
Okay.
You'll give it a 51%.
Well, I like the beak.
It'll be better if you
Vanity.
Oh,
kill it about 10 minutes before the end.
Okay.
And then you'll be like, this is pretty
maybe
good.
20. And you'll like it a lot better.
All right.
Okay. And so then my second prediction was somewhere between picks 2 and 4. Brad is going to say, "I really want to draft Monsters U, but Scotch is the judge."
Those exact words may have been said. I don't know.
Wow.
Hard to say.
Okay.
It's like he was here.
And then the third one was Nate will draft Barden U from Pitch Perfect way too early. And so I don't know if he picked them, but they got picked in the last round, so that didn't really come true. If he picked it, it's kind of half true. So anyway, those are my predictions going into this thing.
Well, I mean,
No spoilers.
I don't know. It's hard to say who picked it.
Okay, that being said,
Could have been anyone.
Let's go into the teams. Third place.
I wonder what team's going to be third.
It was fucking easy. And the biggest problem is okay, it's team 1.
Yeah.
What?
I love this.
Excuse me. Let me talk. Team 1 included Tech U from He Got Game,
Listen to the directions.
Western University,
Yep.
Blue Chips,
Yep.
Eastern State
Yep.
University, the program.
What about
South
Southern?
Central
Oh, shit.
U, the Water Boy.
Maybe
and
Western?
South Harmon
South?
Institute of Technology.
Shit.
Accepted.
I got shit with my last pick.
His themes were beautiful. It went football. It went basketball, football, and then directions kind of carried it all through. It was pretty.
I really do feel like
I was hoping he would get extra points for that.
Hey, I'm trying to be avant-garde, like Brad was saying. We're very avant-garde with our.
Okay.
Oh no, Zach. I appreciated your holder.
I definitely
you.
I saw the sport theme going early. I did not notice the directions. Now that I see that, that's pretty amazing.
More points.
I'm going to give you 5 bonus points right
and I'll
now.
still be in last place.
And you're way behind.
I'm going to give
When
you
he-
26 extra points and you're still in last place.
He Got Game was one of the biggest shocks of a draft I've ever seen, which was awesome. I loved the pick, but it was just an amazing number 1 pick.
I mean, it amounts to like Zach being like, "Hey, remember that one college? I don't have no idea what the college is like, but there were 2 chicks willing to bang Jesus Shuttleworth." That's my number 1 pick.
it was
not what I
basically
said.
it was a Michael Olowokandi. I mean, that's exactly what it was.
I was like, I'm just picturing Michael Olowokandi at the UOP recruitment trip.
Oh boy, Michael! I will say Michael Olowokandi had fun at my college, and maybe, unfortunately, to some girls' expense.
So
What does that mean, bro? Is he injuring chicks? He was like 7'5".
Yeah, he
Allegedly.
allegedly.
He broke their hearts. All right, let's move on.
okay, so that's the worst one of one in yet
history of
in the
one of
history of
ones,
your guys' pod. No offense, buddy, but I mean, when I think of that movie, I think of
Scott,
Street Ball, and I think of him playing hoops with Denzel.
If you hadn't have picked me last, I would have been like, "You feeling all right?"
Scott is more of a big state guy. He actually wanted Jesus to go to Big State.
But yeah, man,
Tech you, son.
yeah, you got 1 point on that, and the other 2 got 10 and 11. So
Well, yeah, because they're bitches and pick the things that you're supposed to pick.
No
I
originality.
respect that. I do respect that 100%.
well, one thing I will say at this point is, I know how to win drafts, obviously, and so
Oh, Jesus Christ!
yeah.
Shut the. Somebody
What?
get
What?
this guy out of here.
Disgusting.
Send this guy back to the basement. of some
Unfortunately, it's
crap.
actually recording, so that actually got picked up on the mic. So
anyway, so yeah, I liked Blue Chips better than that pick. I like the program a lot better than that pick.
Oh no, all the other picks would be better. I was saying that for me, that's what I thought of. That's my number 1. I thought that's what this game was.
That's the way it works. Definitely, is
Absolutely,
what you like the best.
Then you did great for you. You did
you.
fantastic, actually.
You were your number one
Yeah.
team.
Can't wait
Zach.
till you see my next draft.
I like me for me.
The Water Boy was a steal in round 4. I was actually really shocked that it went that late. So that was your best pick of the draft. The Accepted, I've never seen and didn't even YouTube it.
Oh,
okay.
it's really good.
Oh, it's good, dude.
That's actually his best pick of the whole draft.
Did you realize that the
It
acronym
really
was shit?
is.
The what?
South
Did you realize
Harmon
that
Institute of
it's
Technology
shit is the acronym?
Oh, I did not.
Not that that should give any extra points, but
It actually,
I thought it was terrible.
Legitimately, is the best pick.
Give me 37 extra points. I'm still in last.
Oh, close. Final scores were 33, 32, 19.
oh boy, so fuck! I cannot believe it's coming down to Pitch Perfect versus Monsters U. This is ridiculous.
And I'm about 99.6% sure I know whose team is who.
It should be higher.
You think so?
Oh my lord!
Say it right now. You know whose team is whose.
I know exactly whose team is whose. And what I will say is you guys nailed round 1.
Yeah, by being
Those were amazing.
conformists.
Well, because they're the best picks in the draft, and they should
available.
be.
Yeah, Brad hasn't even seen the movie he picked.
That's very true. I knew, and that's
You should deduct.
Can't take points for that.
Can't take points away from
Take
that.
away points for that.
You guys both nailed round 2. I love
What did they pick?
old school.
that's a good pick.
And Pacific Tech Real Genius is one of my. I throw that movie on all the time. It's on my DVR.
Yeah, he does.
We mentioned the pander when it happened.
Oh yeah,
You know, I'm starting to think this is unfair. You guys are all older than me, and you guys have seen these. I've never even seen that movie.
You know what? It's still available, dude. Just because you're
I've
younger
never
doesn't
seen
mean-
Accepted.
Yeah, because it came out when you were in a frat. Like you were already like old.
See, I feel like fourth round's gonna fuck me up here.
So yeah, so this is it. This is where some distance was taken
Third round.
because PCO I've never seen. But
What?
But
Surprising as fuck.
I know. I YouTubed it and I laughed hard because there was a scene with John Favreau talking to this old lady and she's asking him, "You show me where the campus is," and he heard, "Can you blow me where the Pampers is?"
Yeah, he's out
was
of his
fucking
mind.
funny. Yeah.
It is good.
And I've always wanted to watch that movie. So, but Ithaca College from Road Trip is a
You know,
great-
like the 10 minutes of Ithaca College that they
it
show.
wasn't 10 minutes. They had the party there. That's where he hooked up with Beth.
Snake.
That's where the whole all of
Tour.
Tom Green's
We-
things were.
we had a
the
whole
tour.
rant
We
about
talked a
Tom
long
Green.
time.
Yeah.
Ba-ba-bow, ba-da-da-da-bow.
So
Bang.
Was that porn
Eat
music?
then we're getting into Columbus U from Higher Learning versus Coolidge College or Coolidge College.
Coolidge.
Is it Coolidge? I've seen Higher Learning. Did not ever want to rewatch that again. That's a fucked up movie.
Oh, these guys were saying how good it was.
Oh, I said it's the dramatic version of PCU. It's basically like they're both dealing with the same issues of colleges.
Yeah, the ending's fucking crazy.
But yeah.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yes,
and I've never
yes,
I've never seen Van Wilder, but I love me some Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. How can you not?
So I'm just looking at giving Zach the side eye.
Hey, he's a beautiful man. I'm not going to take anything away from him.
And I will tell you this: it did not come down to Monsters U and Barden University
Because you had already lost it.
because they tied in that round.
Ooh.
I thought Monsters U was a great pick. It was on a ton of lists. I've never seen it. I've seen the first.
You
know,
should show.
I describe it
Disney.
as the version of Revenge of the Nerds that you can actually watch nowadays and not feel uncomfortable.
Okay. That's an interesting take. And then, the Barden Bellas, I've never seen Pitch Perfect either. But you picked it in the last round. I was proud of you. There's a lot of hot, talented chicks in that movie. And so they tied. The second place is Team 3.
Team 3 includes Faber University, Animal House, Harrison University Old School, Port Chester University PCU, Columbus University Higher Learning, Monsters U from Monsters U.
This is getting tiresome. tiresome.
Unfortunately, it's not a visual medium, so you can't see my hand.
Pitch Perfect is an
Clenched in a
acapella movie.
fist.
It's not a college movie.
It's a dope
Extended
college
into
movie.
the air.
They're called
I love
Bard
Monsters U,
Bellas,
too.
named after the college.
I know, but it's an acapella
It's
movie.
literally about these two kids that go to college.
Monsters University. That's not a real.
And they
It's
fall
not
in
even a
love, singing acoustic.
What would a monster do other than scare? You know what I'm saying? That's my question.
Mike Wazowski doesn't scare. He's a helper.
Monsters.
You have to learn all the assistance of processing the screams
That
and
makes no
refining the
sense.
scream.
He
None of
makes
that
them
makes
laugh.
and getting the energy out to places.
He's
There's
the
all
one
sorts
that
of jobs.
finds out
That
that
doesn't
if you
check
make
out.
them laugh, you get way more
That's
way
later.
more
None of this
pitch
Monsters,
juice.
Inc.
So go ahead and read Team 2. Who won it?
No, we got to talk about Team 3 first. Fuck
we-
Team 2.
I went through both. I went through all the.
Okay,
all the
good.
ones
So
already.
wait, higher learning.
So
It could get read Team 3.
Just
so we
because you didn't like it,
Just
like
talk
you didn't
about the
like
specific. You guys
Right.
were
drama of
tied.
it.
so I
The aroma of it.
out of 5 possible points, on the all yeah factor, it got 4.
Okay.
Okay,
Wait, what?
which because I thought it was a great pick. I was a smart pick. It was on a ton of lists, and so I gave it 4. But I didn't get it 5 because I didn't love it, and I thought it was a bummer of an ending. It didn't get a pledge pen bonus because I don't want to go to that fucking school. And
you
so
don't wanna get shot.
and the other picks in that round got the pledge pin bonuses. I gave 2 points for the Water Boy, and then Coolidge College got 1 because that looked like fun.
Okay, so just read Team 3 because I just want our listeners to remember what a screaming like.
I think
flame
I think
shit.
to really official settle this, I think we're going to have to put this one on hold. And you're
already
going
said
to
it.
watch PCU, you're going to watch Van Wilder, and whichever one you like better, I think gets to
we're gonna go
win
with
this
the, we're
draft.
with the full watch assist. Is that what
Yes,
you're
we need
insisting on?
the when we'll come
Okay.
back on a later
Well,
pod.
No, read Team 3.
We're going to just set aside more
Read
of the
that
time.
pile of shit that is Team 3.
We already did that.
No, read it.
We read it, and it wasn't a pile of shit. We already read it, so we're going to Team 2.
Oh, okay. You want a winning team? That's fine.
Adams College, Revenge of the Nerds, Pacific Tech U, Real Genius, University of Ithaca, Road Trip, Coolidge College, Van Wilder, and Barden U.
I mean,
Perfect.
that's a murderer's row of college films.
I like your first pick and your last pick. The rest of it's dog shit.
dude.
You have a movie
Okay,
about
okay,
road trip, and you have a movie about
okay.
acapella.
For the love of
Neither
God,
of them
for
really
the
related
love
to college.
Of God,
They just
listen.
happen to be setting in college.
I'm begging the listeners here to talk some sense into my co-hosts. That is a fucking killer college movie list. Someone could Kirk or Sloan or somebody like please come in here and just correct the shit.
Okay, here's the problem. Here's my absolute problem of this is that it's called Most Memorable College Campus in Film, not which movie do I like the best.
Yeah, but-
University of Ithaca is just a plain blah college.
It's amazing.
Barden
I think
U
it's
really
real,
has
too.
nothing to do with the fact that
You
they
haven't
sing.
even seen Pitch Perfect.
I'm saying the university
You
itself
haven't
is
even
just
seen it.
it could be fucking fuckface you and it doesn't matter because it's like so not significant to the movie.
that's the movie in the sequel.
But now
That's the college
PCU
sequel.
it
It's called
focuses on the
Face Fuck
actual
You,
campus.
Okay.
Monsters U, you have interesting things. You have monsters on a fucking
You're
college
talking
campus.
about a Pixar
Memorable
movie.
and higher learning. You got people getting shot and Nazis fighting Busta Rhymes. Like I mean,
And Jennifer Connelly is exploring her bisexuality.
yes.
Let's
That's
not
the
forget
important
that part.
You got Blue in Old School.
Don't.
Yeah.
I
And
admit-
and you got Bluto in Animal House.
Blue is exploring his
I admit that
bisexuality.
the old school pick is a great one. I
Oh
was-
my gosh, I've got memorable like college environments, and
Well,
he's
hey,
got
sorry,
fucking singing people and a road trip.
Wait. I was just thinking. Hold on. My mic cut out though. I skipped this, but my headphones cut out right. What team did you say had 33 and which one?
Dude, what are the odds of your mic and your headphones
both
cutting
cut
out?
out right.
I'm eyeballing his button
Team
right
2
now.
has Team 2 had 33 points.
Team 2 had 33.
What was the next team?
32.
Yeah,
Did
that was
the
the
Tim,
next team?
so did the Tim Beck bonuses somehow fucking decide this thing?
No, because you guys both got 3 and
Okay.
and idiot bonuses. You both got so that didn't. So
an idiot
You guys
bonus.
got all the bonuses that I sent you.
So Faber won round 1 by 1 point. Okay. Harrison won against Real Genius by 1 point. PCU lost by 2 points against Ithaca in that round.
Which is travesty.
It's
That's
not.
the difference.
It's not. Because I think of that movie and I think about Ithaca College. I think about Tom Green
Yeah.
and all the shit happening there with the tour. I think about the school.
You think
that
of those
party.
scenes, but it has
About-
nothing to do with the college being memorable.
You know what? I feel like we're subjecting Scott to some real judge abuse here.
I think we-
at the hands of a
Well, I don't
sore
give a-
loser.
I don't
think
give a
we've
fuck.
broken
Team-
I'm not
team two
muzzled.
wins.
I'm not muzzled like Zach. I can talk some shit.
So
Did you just say? What did you say?
I'm not muzzled like Zach.
Jesus, I thought you said something else. Can we edit that? Take that
I'm
out.
just upset, man. I haven't won in a while, and you know it's getting to me.
all right. So
Yeah, there's a few that I thought you guys. Did we read his all the way down?
Yeah, we read it. That was-
tell us what we
missed.
missed. Tell us what we missed.
Okay. In my opinion, well, it was interesting. You guys probably talked about this already.
No.
The New York Schaefer Conservatory in Whiplash.
No.
Oh,
Wow.
Did not talk about that.
We did
Damn.
miss that.
We missed that one.
Yeah.
See, music schools don't seem as like real colleges, though.
Yeah.
They're not real.
Fuck that place.
That college could be any
Shut
college.
your mouth when I'm. Nobody went for Notre Dame and Rudy or anything like that.
Yeah, we stayed away
It's-
from the real
yeah.
colleges.
But my favorite is the Grand Lakes University Hooters. Back to school.
Oh, that is a miss.
We did miss back to school. We didn't even talk about it.
Not a lot of colleges have diving teams.
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Rodney
Back to school,
Dangerfield,
yeah.
I've never
80s.
seen
Yeah,
any
it's a
of
little
this shit.
before your
Oh,
time.
it's amazing.
Yeah, that's one of those
Such
that you
a
missed because you were because you're such a
The
youngster.
triple Lindy.
Because I was in diapers.
Yeah.
Did we get all of Tim's top three?
Eventually, yeah. So his top three were Faber 1, Adams 2, and then South Central Louisiana State University Mud Dogs 3rd.
Oh shit! I got one of them.
There you go.
It's a good thing there was a
So,
South.
so you
one
each did get one of his, but yeah.
there. Favorite college from TV. There's a one of one. What is it?
College from TV.
Saved by the Bell College years, whatever school that was. Mark it down.
None of us know.
So memorable that we don't know the name.
Mark it down, Scott.
All right, so that means chalk it up for Nate. I'm screaming up the leaderboard. Yeah, I
I'm
don't
just
know
like
if there's anything
so
else to say.
frustrated by this whole process.
Me too. I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated that I have to listen to you.
Updated?
We don't even know.
We've decided Brad's going to go back and do some bevometrics and
Yeah. As soon as Nate won 3, we're like, okay, we're gonna stop counting.
you might as well. It's kind of fait accompli.
Do you ever down?
What is this? Is this chopper party?
Oh, we're in the Abev's outdoor studio.
Oh shit! Are they chasing each other, dude?
Oh, there's a chopper chase.
This is like Top Gun, bud.
chopper chase, bro. They're dog fighting.
Chop gun.
Chop gun.
Chop Gun.
We need to make that.
Damn.
I think we just
Gold.
brought something into existence.
That's fucking gold.
Somebody called Charlie Sheen. All right, Scotch. You know what? I feel like, as a former frat bro and somebody who we just put through a serious hazing, I feel like you did an excellent job. And I feel like we really put you in the headspace you needed to be, and you came through. And I want to say that I felt like it was objective and it was correct. Just
Obviously, I don't know
Leave it there.
what you fucking learned at Fresno State, but that was dog shit.
I learned how to beat a bass drum. I have a feeling that my brother's list that he sends is going to be kinder to Brad for some reason.
He likes the Pixar stuff. He's got the kids.
Yeah.
so-
Tim, you suck it. Okay, come straight from me.
You idiot!
All right. Well, we don't know what we're going to be doing next, so why don't we just say to check out the socials?
No, we do know. We know.
Do we know?
Yeah,
We do.
Yeah,
No, we do.
we are. We're,
Does any of it matter anymore?
I don't think anything.
I don't know. Are you
First
recording?
of all, to go on record, nothing matters. All right, so let's just go right on record. Nothing matters. Nothing else matters.
Freddie Mercury said it best.
just doesn't
Nothing
matter.
really matters.
He nailed it. That
Anyone
was
can
the-
see.
But we are next going to do Angus, which is a '90s like classic. The soundtrack to Angus is like a '90s wet dream.
It's got Gerard Depardieu.
It's got
No, Gerard Depardieu and
Are you
Angus?
serious?
Are you drunk?
Who's like the main like Angus dude?
What?
What words?
Or is
are you
Angus just a kid?
It's a know
Angus is
nothing
a
kid.
kid,
Yeah, it's a
dude.
no name.
I
kid.
thought he has like an older like assistant or fantasy like.
No, he's
What
just
are
a,
you talking
It's like you ever
about?
see My Bodyguard? It's like a skinny kid in high school that has like a big kid that protects
It
him.
was Chris Makepeace
That's
was
not
the
really
kid
that
who was the
either.
kid who was the kid
See,
in
I probably saw
Meatballs.
this.
And the bodyguard was
Angus.
oh, what the hell? In my body, I can't believe you've seen My Bodyguard. You give me shit about all these. That's an old fucking movie.
I saw it on TNT at 3 p.m. one day.
Who's the fucking bodyguard guy? I'm blanking on his name.
I literally have no idea what any of you are talking about.
I don't know. I think I saw Angus, but
talking
whatever.
about?
Angus has a dope Green Day song on the soundtrack.
Angus is played by Charlie Talbert. He's like a chubby kid in high school.
He's big as fuck, though.
He like beats people
Well,
up.
he's not big as fuck. He's just a chubby kid.
He's
Why are
really
we
tall.
Shaming. He's tall. Yeah.
I'm saying he's tall, not like big, but like that.
Okay, Justin. So George C. Scott is his grandfather, and it's just Kathy Bates is his mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna watch it.
It's a great '90s high school movie. I love it. So anyway, so we're doing that. We're gonna have Tony Yeager on, who's a friend of the pod and who is
Heir to the Jaeger fortune.
and who's a huge Angus fan. So he and I kind of bonded over Angus. So this is a 90s classic. If you haven't seen it, do yourself the favor. It has one of my all-time great analogies that I'm not going to talk about right now, but it's like I use it a lot. So stay tuned for that analogy for life.
And his wife was on the Office Space podcast.
That's right.
So.
Katie was the judge on the Office Space pod. So Tony's going to come on for that one. That's next.
Alrighty, man.
Adam Baldwin was the bodyguard. I finally looked it up.
I literally don't know.
I thought it was Kevin Costner.
What are we talking
That's the
about
other
right now?
bodyguard. My bodyguard, not the bodyguard.
What are we talking about? What's happening?
Will always. Dude, how dope was Whitney Houston in that movie?
In what movie? The Bodyguard?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, Jesus, this went off the rails. All right. This is Bev's Video Kingdoms. I think you're in charge of this one, Zach, but I won, so fuck you. This is Bev's Video Kingdom, and I'm Nate, and I win. Good night.
Bye-bye.
I wanna be at Beverly's, bringing me home with my movies. Just a blind by, no reason why. I love this scene. Nick Nate, Zach, and Brad, your favorite podcast. The start.